You heard it right. I charge $500 a mix. What I want to talk about today isn't a mix tip. It's not a cheat code. It's just something that's easy to overlook in your career when you're making records. Let me explain. If you're new to the channel, my name's Jacob Samario, and I own a recording studio called English Oak Recording based here in Virginia. And in 2025, I produced, mixed, and mastered 36 songs in total. The core thing I want to talk about in today's video is how we can provide value to the artists we work with. And that's how you're going to begin to truly start getting paid well for making records. Now, to understand this, we need to understand alternate mixes. Alternate mixes are things like instrumental mixes, a cappella mixes, TV mixes. Essentially, it's an alternate version of the official mix. And what these mixes allow us to do is to essentially monetize our music in different ways. Now, historically, these alternate mixes were only available to people who had the budget to pay for the engineers to provide those alternate mixes. But these days, the tools that allow us to provide alternate mixes have become incredibly accessible. So there's this gap between what was and what is, and we can begin to add value to the artists we work with by going above and beyond what the industry has historically been used to. There may be somebody out there who is confused on what an alternate mix can do for them or the artists they work with. So let me tell you a personal story. For years, I played in a band. We toured across the US. It's that record right there, the one that hangs on the wall right behind me. There's actually a record before that that was doing pretty well. And our manager at the time had found us an opportunity to get one of our old songs in a sync licensing deal. That deal wanted us to provide an instrumental version of one of our popular songs. But the problem was that we were never given that instrumental version, and we weren't able to fully monetize the music that we had worked on and spent money on to record. So ever since that day, I told myself I'm always going to provide these alternate mixes to the artists I work with, so I'm providing the maximum value to them, and no matter what opportunities arise in their futures, they always have the files that they need. A recent record I worked on, I think it was like 8 to 11 songs, something like that, and the total deliverables for the record was around 200 individual files. There was multiple versions of the mix, I'm not talking about revisions. There were instrumental versions. There was also stems archiving the entire mix. And then I even did individual tracks that the band requested so they could augment their live shows. Talk about providing extreme value for your artists. And so you might be wondering, how do you provide these alternate mixes? Fortunately, I've tried out a bunch of different tools over the years, and recently I got an email from a company called Forte. There's a few things that I really like about Forte specifically compared to some other options that I want to show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Forte, how easy it makes it to deliver these alternate mixes, and you'll get to see behind the curtain some examples of alternate mixes that I provide. So first, let's take a listen to the mix. This is a song called Bouquet by the Barons. They're a local band here in town, just a great group of guys. Let's take a listen to the chorus, and then we'll jump into making our alternate mixes. Let's hit it.
So be with me now, hold my feet to the ground, where everything comes for free. No life isn't golden, it's delicately chosen, the color I come to be. Oh, be with me now, could you hold this flower for me?
That was one of my favorite songs off the record we did last year, and I'll put some links in the description so you can go listen to their music. One thing I like about Forte is how simple it is to use. It kind of just feels like an extension of Pro Tools instead of having to balance two pieces of software. So what we can do is we can use a handful of shortcuts to run Forte in the background of Pro Tools. So for example, let's make an instrumental mix. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the folders of the tracks that we want to use. So in this case, everything except for the vocals. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Command Option and C. And now it's gonna ask for a prefix. In this case, I'm just gonna put instrumental. And now if we go back to Forte, you can see that it's queued up an instrumental mix. But we don't have to stop there. We could also hop back into the same session and let's print individual stems of the mix for us to archive our mix. Let's use Command Option and C again on the drums, percussion, and bass, guitar, vocals, and harmonies. Those are kind of the 6 major groups in my mix. So now when we go back to Forte, you can see we've queued up additional mix passes. So now we can go to the next page. We can do set parameters, and you can see we've got the base file name, which is what it's going to name every file with. So in this case, we've got the song title, the band name, and mix. Now we've also got some other options down here. We can choose the format that we're gonna do all these passes at, and we can also choose to suffix the file with the format that it's in, which is great for just easily identifying files. And so now all we have to do is print our mixes. And you can see Forte is taking the reins and it's gonna do it all for us. So now we can kind of sit back and do whatever we need to do until these mixes are ready. All right, so it looks like our mixes are complete. Let's hop into the folder and see what's going on. And you can see here that everything is all organized and labeled correctly. So yeah, again, super thankful for Forte for sending us a copy to check out. I think it's an incredibly simple way to get into providing alternate mixes like these for the artists that you work with. The point that I'd really like to drive home is that if you want to make a living mixing records, expensive gear isn't going to allow you to raise your rates. Having good sounding mixes will only get you but so far as well. It really boils down to providing value to the artists you're working with. I'll put links in the description to Forte. It's not an affiliate link. I don't make money if you sign up or don't sign up. I'll also put a link to a new product I made if you'd like to support the channel. It's called Perk. It's a percussion sample library of over 500 samples. I made it for producers and mix engineers just like you.